buy a Tata car, use TCS software, stay at a Taj hotel, or invest in a Tata company, one question rarely comes up. Who actually owns the Tata Group? The answer is quite different from the most large business houses. Tata is not owned by one billionaire family member. It is not one single company either. At the center of the structure sits the Tata Sons, and above the Tata Sons in ownership terms sits a group of charitable trusts. To understand who really controls Tata, you need to understand three different layers. Around 66% of Tata Sons is owned by philanthropic trusts, collectively known as Tata Trusts. That makes the trust the controlling shareholder of Tata Sons. And this unusual ownership structure did not emerge recently. One of its defining moments came in 1932 when Sir Dorabji Tata gave his entire fortune to the newly created Sir Dorabji Tata Trust. His endowment included substantial shareholdings in Tata Sons and other Tata companies. That created something unusual in Indian corporate history. In many business groups, ownership ultimately sits with the promoter or promoter family. In Tata's case, a substantial part of ownership at the top of the group sits with charitable trusts. The dividends flowing through this ownership structure support philanthropic work across areas such as education, healthcare, livelihoods, and social development. Today, Noel Tata is the chairman of Tata Trusts. He was appointed to the position in October 2024 following the death of Ratan Tata. But this does not mean Noel Tata personally owns the Tata Group. The controlling shares are held by the trust, not him personally. This is where the structure becomes clearer. Tata Sons is the principal investment holding company and promoter of Tata companies. You can think of Tata Sons as the strategic center of the group. It holds promoter stakes across businesses spanning technology, automobiles, steel, consumer products, power, hotels, financial services, and several other sectors. But Tata Sons is not the same company as TCS, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, or Indian Hotels. These companies have their own shareholders, management teams, and boards. In fact, Tata itself states that each Tata company operates independently under the guidance and supervision of its own board of directors. So, when you hear that Tata Trusts own around 66% of Tata Sons, it does not mean Tata Trusts directly own 66% of every Tata company. The ownership works in layers. Tata Trust controls the majority of Tata Sons. Tata Sons acts as the promoter and shareholder in several Tata companies, and the individual operating companies remain separately governed. That distinction is important. The answer depends on what you mean by the word control. If you're talking about ownership at the top, Tata Trust has the strongest position because the trusts own around two-thirds of the Tata Sons. If you're talking about group level strategy, promoter decisions, and capital allocation, Tata Sons is the central institution. And if you're talking about running Tata Motors, TCS, Tata Steel, or another operating company, responsibility lies within that company's boards and management. So, the chairman of Tata Trusts is highly influential because the trusts are Tata Sons' controlling shareholder. But the chairman of Tata Trust does not automatically run TCS or Tata Motors. Similarly, the chairman of Tata Sons has enormous influence over the direction of the wider group but works within a board and shareholder governance structure. This separation between ownership and professional management is fundamental to understanding Tata. This ownership structure has moved back into focus because Tata Sons is heading towards a major leadership transition. N Chandrasekaran has chaired the Tata Sons since 2017. On 12 August 2026, Chandrasekaran announced that he would not offer himself for reappointment when his current term ends on 20th February 2027. He said the Tata Sons board has not reached a resolution on his reappointment and highlighted the importance of having clarity about the group's future leadership. The process of finding the next Tata Sons chairman has now formally begun. On 13 August 2026, the Sir Dorabji Tata Trust said that its trustees has resolved to initiate the setting up of a selection committee in accordance with Tata Sons Articles of Association to recommend a person for appointment as the new chairman of the Tata Sons board. This naturally makes Noel Tata an important figure in the process. He is the chairman of Tata Trusts, whose trusts collectively hold the controlling stake in Tata Sons. Come back to the original question: who owns Tata? At the top of the structure, Tata Trusts owns the controlling stake in Tata Sons. Who holds the group together strategically? Tata Sons. Who actually runs the individual Tata companies? Their respective boards and management teams. So, Tata structures separate four things that are often combined in other business houses: ownership, strategic control, professional management, and philanthropy. This is what makes the Tata model unusual. And with Tata Sons preparing for its first chairman transition since 2017, understanding the structure is far more important than simply trying to guess who gets the top job next. Follow Chola Securities for more such updates.
This content is for informational purposes only. None of the companies, products, or sectors mentioned are recommendations.